Adab, Namaskar, hello, good evening. Today there's an atmosphere, there's a happiness spreading, and people are happy, and I want to talk about it. There's last 12th May, on 12th May, our beloved Prime Minister Modi, he has announced few things, and yes, social media is on fire. Everybody is discussing on many things. There are critics and there are supporters of him, and then there are opposition, and yeah, everybody is waiting for more information. And regarding that, apart from this, first I would like to tell you a story, small story. There was a worker, daily worker. It's just a story. So there was a daily worker, and he used to work daily, earn some money, and have his bread in the evening. And he was just living near one house where a very rich man was living. So this rich man was having like big bulk of money and lying in the bank, and he was giving loans to people even. So he had a lot of money and he has a lot of things, and he had no problem, like financially at least. Then this worker, he was working every day and giving his daily money to his wife, and telling her that, see, we are today we earned this much, let's celebrate, and other day maybe they have less, okay, let's not celebrate. But sometimes they had some good wages, then they used to celebrate. They eat like much like dishes, and nowadays we can say pizza and all, but I mean, it's an old time story. It's like very traditional old story. So they used to make like good masala and good vegetables, and it's smelling so good, and everybody's like in the neighborhood can feel the aroma of the food. And the rich guy's wife, every evening she used to, this something is cooking very good in their house, like this she used to think. And this rich guy house, they were always cooking like boiled food, like totally blank and not so really like spicy or rich. So because they were used to of this. And anyways, this rich guy was also kind of miser, so he was not giving enough money for this kind of food, that they can really have like great evening every time. So his wife once told him that, we are so rich, we have so much money, and why don't we can have this kind of nice, rich, good aromatic food which tastes also good, and it, of course, it costs a little bit, but why don't we have this kind of food? And our neighbors, they are so poor, and they are still having party every day. It seems like they are having good food. So the rich guy thought, oh, if I if I start doing this kind of rich food and like partying every day, then I will be not, having good bank balance. I will not save enough. And he was miser anyway. So what he did, he thought, okay, I have to destroy the plans of the neighbor. So he had a plan for that, and for that he called this neighbor once in the morning and said, see, I give you 99 cent, yeah, and if you can save and make it like 100 cent, which is like uh, 1 rupee, so it will be great. Then you can save more. And then this worker, he thought, yes, so he earned that day 2 cent, and he had 99 cent in the hand, and he had 2 cent his earning. But then he felt, okay, I have to make it 100. But what if I have 101? Then he thought, okay, I cannot have 101 because I have to have food also. So he just bought very little food for the 50 cent, and 1 and 50 cent he put in this bag of the 99 cent, and he had 150 cent for the next grow. And then what happened? Every time he earns, every time he wants to put this more money in this bag, and the money is piling up, and he's seeing it growing, and he's happy about it. But every time he earns, if he earns 2 cent or 3 cents, he just buy every time the food which is worth 50 cent, which is very like simple food, just boiled potatoes or sleep and something like that. And he stopped doing the parties. So the rich guy was happy because now the wife is not complaining, because the neighbors are also not cooking great dishes. And this man who actually was working every day and enjoying about his life, thinking and enjoying his life, stopped enjoying that, and he concentrated over this 99 cent to become one, and then more, and then that 199 has to become 200 and stuff like that. So this is called the wheel of in Hindi we call it 99 ka chakkar, and in English you can translate the wheel of greed. I would say it's a wheel of 99, which is actually the greed, and which is never going to fulfill you. Why I'm telling this story is the 12th May announcement was kind of, in my eyes, was 99 ka chakkar. It's not that I'm not saying that Prime Minister have given us this greed or showed us the money, but what is happening with the people, exactly the same. They are just calculating money. They are saying how many zeros, then how many who will get, and who will work for it, and who should work for it, and how we can become self-reliant India, and so on. And the thing is that reality is we started lockdown because of corona, and because of corona we had lockdown, because of lockdown we had economic crisis, and now the solution people are discussing is about economy crisis. People are not talking about corona crisis anymore. On social media everybody's, and then people are thinking that this is what the money government is going to provide for to different sectors, maybe to us, maybe to us. Everybody's just the wheel of greed has started, and the what you say, what the focus over the real problem, over the life, is I feel that from the people has moved. And if it is dangerous, if the people have moved their focus from corona crisis to the economic crisis, which is also there, which definitely we have to also work on, but we cannot, we are not it's not intelligent if we move our focus from corona, from social distancing, from keeping everybody safe, and from all this towards only how we gain more money and how we run our economy. So this is one thing. And the other thing is that in our country we there's a game called Chinese checkers, and one person tells in somebody's ear some sentence, and then there's a circle of people, and then one person tells the same sentence to another, and then another, and then another, and then they pass on this sentence by whispering in one ear to another. And then in the end, because somebody told me something in the ear which I might have heard in different way, and then I transfer that different way, and then this person will also hear in different way and will transfer. So in the end we hear actually what was the first sentence, and when sometimes we tally, it doesn't match. So I don't know, this is Chinese stickers or not, I'm not so sure about it, but we used to play this game anyways. So my point is that what Prime Minister have said, he has said, like I don't know, around 32 33 minutes or something, he said, he spoke. And what he spoke is mostly he spoke about self reliant India, that we have to become like that, and for that we have to work which is totally opposite of lockdown. Then we have to, get out of the houses. A worker have to be at the places to organize and do the things what they are supposed to, which is not happening. Many workers have moved, and many are suffering, and it's like chaos on the streets. And then on the top, there is like we are not saying that okay, we are going to ban some country's product, but it is like Swadeshi up now. This was old time when Britishers were ruling India. That time Gandhiji started this. So this kind of movement in India currently, at the time of globalizing things, and we want to sell our things to different countries, and we are buying so many things from different countries. I'm not so sure that we can afford to do this. People, and Modi ji never said this. This is one thing. Modi ji never said this. So people listen to him and then misinterpret many times, or they get their ideas, I don't know from where, and then provide information further to others. And it's very important now that we hear word to word, understand it, absorb everything what he's trying to say. And many times it is very hard to explain yourself. um, he is a very good speaker, and he must have prepared his speech, not talking like me, just without any preparation. But still, there can be mistakes, and people misinterpret. That is one example I would like to give. That is when he said, he didn't say, means people are saying that, oh, when our 15 lakh rupees is coming to our accounts. This was the part of his speech in Chhattisgarh during his election time, I think. So he said this once, and he said, if you really look at that speech, he is saying that when the black money comes to India, it will be that much money that everybody kind of own 15 lakh to 20 lakh in the account, in your own, without any doing anything. That much money it is, that every person, if we divide that money, every person is supposed to get this much money. He's not saying you will get it, he said supposed to, that much money it is. He's just hypothetically, he's just showing that how big the amount is. uh, and then people, of course, start saying that he's giving us 15 lakh, yay, we vote for him. And okay, he's not giving 15 lakh, where is our 15 lakh? He also said 15 to 20 lakh, so you should have chose 20 lakh. Why you stuck on 15 lakh? Okay, and then same thing is happening again. It's again misinterpretation. I am going to tell you, it is not 20 lakh crore rupees he is ensuring that he's gonna provide to different sectors. He's not saying that. He never said that. And for that, if you look at the speech, let me check the speech what he gave on 12th May. If you look at it, it is from, I just took the screenshot, that from where to where you have to listen. You please listen from 1824 to 1856. That is the time duration you should listen. And that is the time he's saying that what we have been doing, we have been giving, RBI has given, and loans and EMIs and all up to now for corona crisis, what we have been giving and what we are going to give all together, it will be around 20, it will be like 20 lakh crore, this kind of amount, which is a big amount, which is like, this is what he want to say, we have done already and we are doing, and total will be something like this. So if I say means I don't have to give another example for that. Actually people can understand if you listen to that speech rightly. Then you please don't get stuck to this number, because this number he never said that I'm going to, now onwards I'm going to give this number, this amount to the country, or we are arranging this. And then also Mr. Nitin Gadkari in one interview I was watching with NDTV, I guess, and he was also saying that we are looking for investors from different countries, and then this money will come, and then how we will do. So I don't know what to say about it, but don't become so crazy about, oh great, money is coming, and we go crazy and we become like boom bam and party and ha. Don't forget what is happening to the poor people here in the country. I really wish that money is there, and government will do their best to arrange as much as possible, and they are doing also. I'm not saying that they are not doing, but of course there's much need to be done in this, on the ground level, where really people are suffering. The other day I read a news about a woman who walked 180 mile in 9 month full pregnancy. Then she gave birth on the road, and then in that situation, and then she just after 3 hours she had to walk again 270 kilometers towards her place. I feel there is still lack of communication. Government is doing. It's not that government is not doing. Every state government is trying, but still, I don't understand why the people are still walking when the trains are, running. And like in Uttarakhand, just I'm talking what I see. I'm not talking what I hear all around. Means you have to also see on the ground level what is happening, and on the ground level, it is really like in Uttarakhand, people are coming, and especially in our society, just neighborhood. There's one guy came from Delhi, and he took permission. I sent him the link, and he took the permission through that link, and then he came, drove all the way, and then he stayed in his house alone, which is locked house. So his family living somewhere else nearby, and they had two houses, so he stayed here alone. And same evening, the day he came, same evening, two cops were there, and they asked him how he came, how he's feeling, is he alone, is he doing the quarantine, and then they had a form that he had to sign, and then they called some neighbors, so I signed. So they have a witness also that on their level this is good enough what they are doing. Of course, if somebody wants to cheat them, they will cheat them, but with this tracking, with this like link, they because this guy got OTP, he got permission, his number was registered, so when he's starting, this whole data they had, and from that data they kind of trying to find people out and doing it well. I really appreciate it how they are doing, and it makes you feel safe. But nowadays what is happening is it's not really great. If you are talking about, oh, okay, we boycott this, we boycott that, we cannot afford to boycott things. Like I really wanted to inform myself, and of course Google is the simplest way, but Google is also not Indian search engine, yeah. And then YouTube and Facebook not Indian. Then I don't know how many things. First you research what is Indian and what is not Indian, and then you ban. But that's not what Prime Minister said. He cannot say that. No, there's no plane in India being manufactured, in my knowledge. And then the trains are British have made. So we throw all the trains and we start building our own, or what? Or there's so much, one can say the cars. Like I even Googled Tata Motors, because I thought, okay, Indian cars, which car is Indian? Tata Motors even have parts from coming from different countries. So where we stand, where do we stand like this? So I would say ki, don't go, don't start this game. We are so nationalist and we are so great, and other people, those who are using, they are stupid or whatever. If the government wants to stop, the government has to impose such law that people cannot import anymore. Government should not also import anymore. But this is what government is not saying. The Statue of Unity people are talking about, yes, of course, made in China. And then it's stupid discussion if people start getting into this. And there's supporters, and there's opposition party people, mostly they are playing game online, and people like me just watch and just enjoy this. It's funny, and they are doing it on Facebook, and which is also not Indian. So I don't know what to say about it. It's just, in a way, it's funny, and also it is dangerous, because being this Hindu Muslim discussion, we have really, harmed our prestige in world. And I'm not saying that we did it on purpose, but yes, we get into the flow, and then everybody just start doing everything like a festival. We love festivals. We have so many festivals in India, and for every religion, then different cultures and regions, we have so many festivals. So we turn everything into festival. If Modi ji is saying, okay, let's make some sound, clap and appreciate, then there's like a woman dancing with the, on the road and doing garba with thali. This is, so poor guy, if he says something, this is what the people really take it to the heart, and made a crown out of those sentences, and they just go crazy about it. So I think the time is to really see the, calm down, focus on how you are living, how, what we are doing. I don't know about self-reliant achievement of India, how we are going to achieve it, because right now, just to drag our economy, just to run it is good enough, because the workers will be less, the people in offices are less, everything is, right now again restarting, and we cannot fully start the engine because of corona. That's why we did the lockdown in the first place. And if we want to do the full power working, and everybody's just in the office, on the roads, and then why we did the lockdown in the first place? So I hope my message has gone through rightly, and happy corona. I don't know what to say.